What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph? You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to Blind Guardian. Yes, indeed, Blind Guardian fans feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-bobbity-bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Jonas R, and Jonas R wanted to see me react to this. It is Blind Guardian with a tune entitled Another Holy War. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Vertruvihe Third Cultural Manic. Sure, why not? And the video has 45,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Blind Guardian, Imaginations Through the Looking Glass, full concert, 720p, 50 FPS. I've done a number of reactions from this concert. I have a feeling, because it's always Jonas R who requests Blind Guardian. He's really the only person who requests anything from Blind Guardian. And it seems like a lot of requests have come from this show. I have my expectations. I have a feeling I know what we're in store for. If history has shown us anything, this band has a tendency to follow a formula, and we're probably going to hear and see that formula at play here. I was told to start at 112.20 for this one, which is right where we're at. And I'm supposed to end at 117.15. So we'll see how that goes. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Lasst uns noch einmal Kopfschütteln mit Another Holy War!
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, folks, but it is pretty much exactly what I've been expecting. Okay, the song itself, well written, well constructed, absolutely, well executed in a live setting, absolutely. Everything I'm hearing sounds good. Everything I'm hearing makes sense. Everything I'm hearing is flowing well. In particular, that chorus. I like that chorus. I think the chordal progression makes a lot of sense there. It's not at all what I was expecting it to be. I was expecting it to be, a little more in line with what we heard during the verses, but instead it did take a little step in a little bit of a different direction, and that was nice. I like that. Instrumentally, I think everybody's playing their instruments just fine. Vocally, I think he's singing the song just fine. Okay, absolutely. I could close my eyes. I could seriously turn my screen off, close my eyes, and I would have the exact same experience. Because visually, from a visual live show standpoint, this is boring as hell.
That's the truth.
Like I said, I was expecting this. I'm not surprised. And I can also say, honestly, I'm not outraged. I'm not upset because I knew this was going to happen. I knew we were walking into this. I knew coming into this, I was thinking to myself, the song's going to sound really nice. The song's going to sound really good. The live show is going to suck. And sure enough, they delivered exactly what I predicted. And before everybody gets all upset and pissed off about it, let me remind you of a single word. I said I was going to refer to this word from every time I watch these guys from here on out, pretty much. Dragon Force. Seriously, Dragon Force. Go back and watch that reaction from a couple months ago. You'll know. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's not that bands that play like this can't. Because Dragon Force can and does. Dragon Force plays songs that are more difficult and more intricate than this song, and they're able to put on a fantastic live show. Fantastic. So, again, I'm just going to bring up the point. When it comes to these guys, it's one of two things. One, they're unable to, meaning they're not talented enough to do a great live show while play these songs at the exact same time. That's option number one. I don't think that's the case. I think it's option number two. They don't care. They don't see the importance. They don't see the reason. They know the crowd's going to accept mediocrity when it comes to their live visual performance. So they're not going to put any time or effort into it. And that's a shame. That's a real shame. Because their live show consistently hurts them on the channel. It consistently hurts their score. Every time I see them performing live, their song is up here and they end up with the score down here because their live show is down here. I feel like a broken record when it comes to these guys. The songs are really good. Hell, some of their songs are great. It's just a shame that their live visual show sucks so badly. Anyway, let's get back into this. More of the same. Really good song. Really good song. I actually kind of dug the song. I actually kind of did. Not stereotypical in a number of spots. There was some places where the song went in a direction that I wasn't exactly expecting. So those were some nice surprises. Absolutely. Good songwriting. Really good songwriting. Some great musicianship. Absolutely. Visually, just yeah. Anyway, let me get my thoughts together. I already know pretty much what I'm gonna say. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Blind Guardian with a live performance of Another Holy War. This was a request from Jonas R. Okay. I really am starting to feel like a broken record when it comes to this. I know Jonas wants me to react to this entire concert, and we're doing it one song at a time. I get it. But I mean, it's all starting to blur together, number one. And number two, I'm really starting to feel like a broken record because I've been saying the exact same thing for the last, I don't know how many reactions I've done to this concert. Just for laughs, I went and checked the queue. There are 5 more songs from this concert that I'm going to be doing in probably the next 5 months or so. So I get to look forward to this concert 5 more times, where I'm probably going to say the exact same things 5 more times. It's going to become almost a parody of itself, I feel like, but it is what it is. You know, it's fine. Look, again, this is what Jonas wanted. He's specifically requested this. So I'm going to give it to him, but at the same time, I'm also going to give it to him straight. You know, I absolutely am. So let's do this, shall we? Let's go ahead and let's I hate to say this, but let's get this over with. Let's start off with the score here. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that a 7.9. Yep, 7.9. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 7.9. What does that mean? Well, a 7.9 would translate to a really good skill rating because overall, I think this was a really good presentation. It would also get 4 out of 5 stars and a B as in boy, B+ letter grade. So there you go, a 7.9, really good skill rating, 4 out of 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. It's the same thing, guys. Look, this song, and this is where I'm going to feel like a broken record. This song was well written, it was well constructed, it was well thought out, and it was well executed. Okay? It absolutely was. When it comes to the songwriting, I gotta say, I think this might be one of my, I wouldn't say favorites, but I will say I think this is one of the stronger songs that they've written. Absolutely. There was quite a bit going on in there. Some really nice chordal progressions they came up with. And it wasn't the same old rehash. It wasn't, the same old chordal progressions, just, reversed or whatever. No, there was some differentials here. I like that chorus. I really do. I think the chorus is probably my favorite part of the whole song. There's the hook right there. At least for me, it was. It didn't sound redundant. It didn't sound like the same old every single time. No, it sounded different. It definitely was a little askew from what the rest of the song was going. It kind of went off and did its own little thing there. But here's the thing. It didn't go off and do its own little thing. It wasn't so askew that it became disjointed. It still sounded like it belonged in the song. It still sounded like it was a part of the song. It was just, it while being a part of something, it still stood out on its own. And I like that. I absolutely like that. Musicianship wise, I think everybody across the board, I'm just going to lump everybody up together. I think from a musicianship standpoint, I think everybody did a great job. Had no problem with it. Vocally, I think he did a great job with his vocals. Especially in a live setting. I think everybody did a great job across the board performing the song from a musicality standpoint, from a musicianship standpoint, from a vocalist standpoint. I think everybody did a great job. Absolutely. If I were just to, turn the screen off and just listen to the song and forget everything else, or even better, if this was a studio recording, I'm willing to bet I would have put this up at about an 8.2, maybe even 8.3. I think that's exactly what the song would deserve on its own. But I'm getting at this a 7.9. Well, I mean, do I really need to do this? I guess so. What happened there? Well, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you already know what I'm gonna say. So say it with me, kids.
Sing it out one time.
A live show can help your score. Yes, it can. Or it can hurt your score. And in typical blind Guardian fashion, it's hurting the score. It's such a shame. It really is. Let's go on the checklist. You'll see what I'm talking about. Here we go. Stage presence. Sort of. They kind of look like performers. They don't act like performers. They just stand there. The lead vocalist did move forward and back. He did run off stage during the guitar solos. He ran off to the side of the stage, probably to get some water or something, and then he came back just in time. Came back on the stage just in time to get out of the solo and come back into the vocal lines again. I mean, stage energy, I suppose. I mean, he is moving, so energy is being created. So yeah, I'll give it a check, but it is a super weak check. So casual, nothing with intensity, which really kind of blows my mind, considering how intense the song itself is. The song itself is intense, and yet they're just gonna kind of walk around and meander around the stage. That just doesn't make any sense to me. So it gets a check, but it is a super weak check. Stage interaction, none. Zilch, nada. Nobody interacted with each other on stage. Everybody looked like they were complete strangers. Crowd interaction, this one's interesting. Okay, so there was a little moment, a singular moment where the lead singer took the microphone after singing. This is I think it was in the chorus right after the guitar solo. Not quite the end of the song, but the chorus coming out of the guitar solo. He sang the line, and then he just kind of casually went, he's singing intensely. He's intense. And then that's literally what he did. He went from this to that. Didn't even put any type of intensity in the arm extension. He didn't even fully extended the arm. He just kind of went limp. He just kind of went, yeah. That really shows you care, boy. That really shows that you care. That really shows a whole lot of effort on your part. Anyway, does he get a check mark? I mean, it does, but good Lord, it doesn't get any weaker than that. It really doesn't. That was just absolutely pathetic attempt at crowd interaction. I hesitate to use the word attempt. It really didn't. He looked more annoyed. Like, he looked bothered by it. Like, he's like, all right, fine, here you go. That's what it looked like. That's the look he had on his face. That's the type of message he was sending through his body language. Like, here you go. Let's hear you sing. That's exactly what it looked like. And I'm sorry, but that just really annoys the hell out of me. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're inconvenienced by, having to or being expected to put on a great show for all these people who paid their hard-earned money to come and see the show. What a tragedy, It just, God. Anyway, showmanship is, if you can call that showmanship. I mean, no, I don't think so. I don't think it was. But I mean, the argument is going to be made by the defenders who are going to say, well, he put the microphone out in front of the crowd. That's showmanship. Did you see how he did it, though? It's not the fact that he did it. It's how he did it. There was no intent. There was no purpose. There was no intensity. There was no motivation. There was no nothing. It just bloop. Production. I mean, the lights did look designed, so I'll give it to him. Sure. But I mean, guys, this is what I'm talking about. And I know people are going to get sick and tired of hearing me say this, but go back and watch that Dragon Force reaction I keep referring to. Dear Lord, and I know people are going to make the excuses of, well, they're playing really difficult music and they have to focus on the musicality, and if they're moving around, they can't focus on their musicality. Wrong! Because Dragon Force did it. Oh my God, did they ever? I mean, they're guys, let's be honest. That song that Dragon Force played, far more intense, far more fast on the tempo, a lot more demand when it came to the musicality. And yet they're still moving all over the stage, interacting with each other constantly, interacting with the crowd constantly, while still playing that song as cleanly and accurately as possible. So I'm sorry, but that is not an excuse. It really isn't. And for those of you who keep using that excuse, I don't know what else to say to you. I really don't. I don't know how else I can show you that you are settling for mediocrity when it comes to a live performance. Yes, they play the music perfectly. Absolutely. They play the song I've never heard the studio recording of this song, but I'm willing to bet in a live setting, Blind Guardian probably played this song note for note exactly like the studio recording. That's great. I'm glad they can do that. But if that's all they're going to do, and that's all you as a fan care about, then why are you paying all this money to go see them perform live when you can get the exact same results staying at home, putting on a pair of headphones, and listening to the recording? I just do not understand. I really don't get it. It just seems like every time I do a reaction to this concert in particular, it seems like every time their score gets hurt by the live show. And I'm sorry that happens. I really am. I wish that wasn't the case. I wish they would come out and put on a live show. I'm waiting for the day that I see a live show from these guys that absolutely blows my mind. When they come out and they do everything, and they don't just do it once or twice. They do it through pretty much the entire song. They're constantly in motion. They're constantly interacting with each other. They're constantly interacting with the crowd. They're constantly putting on show or demonstrating showmanship. They are constantly putting on the best live show that they possibly can. I look forward to that day because my mind is probably going to get absolutely blown to pieces. But as it stands right now, every time I see I'm doing a reaction from this concert, I'm just like, oh, here we go again. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I got 5 more. I got 5 more songs. Maybe one of those songs will change my mind. Maybe like the very last song of the set. Maybe that's when they're just going to bring everything and leave it all out there. Maybe that'll happen. At which point I will be able to look at that and go, holy cow, the live show actually helped the score. Isn't that something? I would love for that to happen. I really would. And I look forward to the day where that actually does happen. But as it stands right now, once again, the live show hurt the score. And we go down from, like I said, 8.2, 8.3 range. I'm really leaning more toward the 8.2, honestly. But we go down from an 8.2 down to a 7.9. And unfortunately, that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.9, which is a really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B as in boy, B+ letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.